So I thought I'd do a little video on my DIY wood kiln. Yeah, it's based on a Swedish principle of slowly drying your planked timber. In this case, it's 4x1 Western red cedar, as you can see there. Lots, probably about 150 planks in there. And the idea is you, over a course of between 5 and 7 days, I think it is 5 days for softwood, 7 days for hardwood, you gently warm the sealed unit at about 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. And what that does is it keeps, this is green timber, by the way, it keeps the cell walls open. If they've dried, say over a number of months, if you've left it out for air drying, it will almost create a little skin around the outside of dried cells, dried wood cells, which would act as a barrier for the moisture that's still within the wood. So the idea is you put in green wood, the cells are still full, if you want. I'm just trying to think of a better word. Yeah, they're not dried out, they're still full with moisture, and the heat, as it is around 40 to 50 degrees, draws the moisture across the cells, and so pulling the moisture out from inside the wood. And I've been using this now, or I made it about 3 years ago, and I've just had fantastic results. When this wood comes out in 5 days time, it'll be below 10% moisture content. 9.3 was the last lot, and that was for larch. Obviously, if you're going to use thicker boards, say 2-inch or above, then you'd want to keep the wood in there for longer. So what the nitty-gritty of it is you have a heat source one end. The Swedes, or this Swedish company Logasol, they use a 2 kilowatt electric heater. Now, as you can see, I'm very much off-grid here. I could run a generator, but that's a lot of fuel, and do I really want to run a generator for 5 days? No, because I can't really afford it, especially nowadays with fuel prices. So I use a wood burning stove, and I'm very used to using wood burners, because that's our only heat source in the yurts, apart from propane gas for the cooker. And I'm used to running wood burners, and I've lived by a wood burner heat for 22 years now, I guess. And it just so happens with the current climate of ash dieback that I'm not short of wood. We've got a great big stack of ash over there. I've got plenty more further on down the track, and we're just lumping through a load of ash that we took down last year. We've got a lot of ash that's come down last winter as well. So yeah, I'm not too sure everybody's too familiar with the old ash dieback. It landed on our shores here in the UK about 2012, so that's 10 years ago, and it's hitting quite hard now, and I mean, there's a prime example right behind the kiln there. that is ash, and it's very characteristic. The ends of the branches die back and you get this reactionary stress growth underneath, and so you get this bushy effect further down in the lower canopy. Ooh, camera didn't like that, but it's yeah, it's very very characteristic. Not so great for the ash, and well, is it just how things roll? We lost lots of elm, now we're going to lose lots of ash. Who knows? That's just that's the way it goes. Another tree will start to dominate in our hedgerows, and so it's like most probably sycamore, and beech seems to be doing very well as well at the moment. So the upshot of that is that the burner can be run on ash. I use a bit of beech in there as well. It does need hardwood. Softwood would just burn out too quickly, and you need to maintain this night and day for 5 days. So it's almost like charcoal burning, where the stove needs to be maintained just to keep that regular heat, that constant heat, I should say. So this kiln I've made out of second-hand cold storage panels. So this is insulated kingspan with an alloy on top and underneath, and it's all, I've just made it onto a frame that can be lifted up on the tractor forks. Measures 12 foot by 3 foot, and I think probably about 3 foot high, so we can get a hell of a lot in there. Got a little fan that I'm running off the solar, and that'll just keep the air circulating around. Then we've got a thermostatic probe, which I'll see if I can show you, which is just there. So that's going to give me an accurate temperature reading all the way through the burning process. And then I've got a dehumidifier. This one's only 100 watts because that's really all I can run day and night with my solar, which is just up on the bedroom roof there. So I've got what have I got? About 1,000 watt of solar. Yeah, it's so really it is all completely off grid. Yeah, we've got Wag trying to sort out any unwanted guests under there. So around the back, what I have got, I've got a counterweight because the actual door is blooming heavy. So I've got a counterweight there, filled with stones to help me lift the door up. And here is the thermostatic probe. So at the moment, because I've only just loaded it and got the burner going, we're at 14 degrees Celsius. Yep. Give it about 2 or 3 hours, that'll be up in the 40s, and then I can shut down the flue, shut down the burner, and just have it ticking over, and that will maintain the temperature. So yeah, what I have actually got is the flue, as you can see, comes out the back of the burner and runs right along the bottom of the kiln. And I'll try and show you, I've created a bit of a heat baffle in there as well, so that the heat's distributed out towards sides rather than directly up. And then, yeah, it comes all the way out, and then out here to be vented. Yeah. yeah, my DIY kiln. I'll pop you down here if I can. Yeah. There you go. And I'll get it all shut up. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Yeah. There we go. Now stoke up the burner. And that's it. Cool.